Back again, my bad. I was not on the screen. But what is up, everybody? We are back again with another big banger video today. As you can see, you've seen the biggest thumbnail today. Our great NBA legend. I don't know him too well, but my uncle is gonna come out here as soon as possible, and he will, bring his knowledge and history on the great NBA legend, DIKEMBE Mutombo, who has died of brain cancer. That is tragic. It's something that nobody should have as far as death or anything like that. Not only did we lose Kobe Bryant, but we lost another NBA legend who was in the Hall of Fame. Rest in peace. But Mongo will be coming on shortly, so we will be discussing, any NBA, WNBA, try to get that out the way. Because there were a few episodes where I wasn't even talking strictly about WNBA, but this hit my phone, so we're going to be talking about this right now. But until he comes on, we're going to be talking about what we have so far. So with that being said, this is the Basketball Truth and Knowledge. I'm your co-host Aramis.
I'm your co-host Juice.
Let's get right into it, man. Let's turn this music off.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, y'all, for the delay. I was trying to get this all fixed up. Apparently, I was not in the thing, so got it all situated. But all right, so you saw the thumbnail for today's video. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. But for right now, we're just gonna talk about anything that we saw and witnessed in the NBA, WNBA. I do got some things that I do want to pick up, because I know we had a predicament on Bronny James' scoring ability during the preseason last night at 10:30.
Yep.
For those who don't know, the NBA is back. We just had the preseason last night. I can bring up the games. It was the first one was at, I believe that was at 12 p.m. Yeah, that was at 12 p.m. And it was the Celtics versus Denver Nuggets. Now, how do you feel about the Nuggets team so far and their bench? I feel like they got what it takes. And despite them requiring Westbrook, two great passers on that team, you got the triple-double king at number one, and you got triple-double king number two. You got two triple-double kings on one squad, on one team. How you going to beat that, bro? Like
it's crazy.
It is. And to know that Russ hit 3 threes in a row, he was 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. I seen that boy. Listen, for y'all who are dissing on this man's jump shot, he has a jumper. It's just he's not really consistent with it. I feel like the older you get, the more you realize that it's not about attacking the rim that much. You gotta space out your opportunities. Threes, assists, like layups, rebounds, like you gotta. This is why, like LeBron, Curry, everybody else, all the old veterans, they're starting to open up their play type at a greater level. That's why they're understanding the game a lot more better. So it's like, okay, well, if this ain't gonna work in this generation, I'm gonna find some tools and some skill sets that's gonna improve my game a lot more better. And that's what Westbrook did. He been in the gym, working on his shots, working on his game, developed it over the summer, and he improved. The man had 12 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. I think Jokic had probably around the same stats as Westbrook did.
Jokic had 14 last night.
Huh?
Jokic had 14 points.
14 points. Russ had 12. See, look at that. Almost the exact same kind of points. Right. And I feel like we're gonna see this in the regular season. But I will be mindful if he comes off the bench. I feel like he should. But I know fans gonna be like, yo, start him. No. You don't want to start him. Because you know why? Because not only is Jokic going to be on the bench, but you got another passer coming off the bench. So on top of that, like, if you think Jokic is a problem, Russ is the problem. Like, doesn't matter the age. It matters if they still got it. Russ still has it. We saw him today. We saw him grabbing them boards. I mean, yesterday. We saw him do that. But
Man, I agree. Like you hit that,
yeah, for sure.
on that nail on the head because I know we ain't gonna set a fire. It's the first preseason. It's a preseason game.
It
We ain't
is the
gonna set
first
a fire. We
preseason.
ain't gonna burn the house down. But especially still on paper, this team is still looking very scary. And then you got not only just Russ, which I'm glad to see that he's still in the NBA doing his thing, but Jokic, even though it's a preseason game, you start to see a rhythm in him already that is like, oh man, here we go again with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they got young, nice. I believe you pronounce it Christian Brown. It's like
Jalen Brown
Braun.
or
If I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize out there. But they got some young boys on there that's nice. That's nice. So I agree with you.
oh yeah, yeah. Because I think because Denver has picked up some really good people, some really good young boys in the draft. I had my list of players that they picked up from college. I gotta find them and then I'll send you that. Like I'll send you a text of the list because actually, if you go watch our last video that we did regarding the draft, it was me, my uncle, his son, which is my cousin. We all did a draft recap of the NBA draft of all the players that the teams picked up. If you watch that, the Denver Nuggets picked up some really good college players, picked up some really good ones, and we saw them, and I got a glimpse of a few of them yesterday, and they looked really good. The bench was really good. They outscored Celtics bench pretty well. But it just wasn't enough because after that break going to the fourth quarter, Celtics bench, increased. They found their rhythm, they found their way, and they just, executed each play as possible.
I believe everything that you said. That was like damn near in my head. I'm just sitting here thinking like you have to leave Russ on the bench because I feel like also Russ is at a stage of his life where he understands that hey man, I'm just trying to get a ring now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna just do whatever I can to contribute to a team, and it's just the pace. The pace. They got them young boys coming off the bench. No matter what his age is, Russ is still a high energy player, man.
That's what
He's
I'm
still a
saying.
high energy, high IQ. So you got the starters in Murray. You can't mess up that chemistry with the team. But you also got,
Oh, sorry,
you also got
my bad.
like Russell Wilson. I said Russell Wilson. Excuse me, not football. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench and running with these young boys, and also the great pass he is running the IQ, man. And then honorable mention, I'm not saying it's a big wow factor, but I also see DeAndre Jordan. So it's just on paper, their team is just like, man, how do you deal with them?
I mean, like not only, like did they require, like they're drafting these young, talented, rookies and these college players. On top of that, they still got DeAndre Jordan, and I feel like bringing in a guy like Westbrook. Westbrook is known for getting the young guys started. Like he's known to get everybody a chance to get a bucket. And despite him coming off the bench with the with the rookies, with the bench players, the young players, I feel like he can be able to share some of that knowledge to the young players, to the rookies, make them better, and he's going to find his find his chance to set them up. But because he guys, for you don't know, Westbrook is known for getting everybody involved first. He's going to set up a gameplay for the young players to score first. He's gonna find an open opportunity to get the ball to you. He's not no ball hog. He's gonna find his way to get the ball to you simultaneously every time, every possession. Jokic is the same way. He likes to get his assistant first before he scores first. That's why when you got two players like that, and then like you're surrounding with good talented players, you gotta know how they're gonna play. So if Westbrook knows, okay, you got 3 shooters around you, you gotta create some space so that your shooters can be open. Like, see, the thing is, when I watch Westbrook drive into the paint about a good 4 or 5 plays, notice how he's a drawing contact and he's dishing it out. There was at least 3 Nuggets players surrounding the corner on the left wing. On the left wing, they were surrounding the corner. He could pass it to each one of them. Each one of them, guess what? He passes to the corner because the Nuggets player towards the corner completely wide open. But you had 2 guys at least at a good distance to the ones on the towards the left wing. But if you go to the corner, he was wide open.
Right.
Just get over there, go for a shot. Like, that's what Westbrook is. Like, he likes to draw in contact, and he's been that way with OKC. But he didn't have to create space because he had KD, he had James Harden. He had to do all that. But since KD left, a lot of intentions was on Westbrook. And then when he required PG, so much space was created. Like, Westbrook didn't have to do all that by himself. But now that Westbrook has, found his way to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just play like me. I'm gonna draw contact. I'm gonna dish it out. I'm gonna get those contact fouls because I know they're gonna foul every time you go to the paint. And that's what they did. They put he put Celtics in foul trouble each time.
Yeah, like before I make a point though, I just got a message from my co-host. He asking to get a link so he can get into it with us.
Oh, is it in the chat?
Yeah, and I agree with everything that you're saying. And what my biggest point on Russell is, like, you don't get a drop off. You don't get a drop off with energy. I feel like, it's a pick and roll chemistry thing that's going on in the starters with Murray and Jokic. But then when you go to the bench with Russell is paired with these young boys that's going to want it. They hungry, and the knowledge is still there. He's, like I said, he's high energy player. You don't get a drop off. So it's like, eventually teams going to get tired. They're just going to rope-a-dope teams. Teams are going to get tired playing high level, high energy, high skill players, So the Nuggets are looking very, very scary right now. I can't lie.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that. And hold on, just wait. This is the glare in my. I might have put this like here's somewhere. Yeah, but it's glare in my camera. I might have to sit back while doing this. All right, yes, I definitely agree with Nuggets being, like, just like, I feel like their depth and their bench has always been so good for the past few years, despite how they grow, and they're more manifesting on how are they going to build their team, and the way how they, like, I used to watch the Nuggets back, when, like, this was before the Nuggets were good. Like, when they had Jamal Murray as a rookie, Jokic as a rookie, and just seeing how Nikola Jokic as a rookie, the way how he played the game, I just knew that he was a pass first guy. So, like, when I'm watching certain players, I kind of to like pick it up before anybody notices it. Like how, for example, like Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron. Like we knew KD is a mid-range shooter. You
Right.
know, he's like he can shoot from the midi. He's untouchable at the mid. At the three, I mean, like he's unguardable there. LeBron, he's unguardable. You can't stop him. You can't slow him down. Curry, you can't trap him. You can't slow him down. He's gonna tire you out. Get a wide open three and shoot it. He's got a somewhat good mid range. Like most of these greats have a good mid range, but don't really do it too much. But when you go to Nikola Jokic, he's a pass first guy, and then when you go to Westbrook, he's the same way. So
Right.
it's what's going on?
Man, I'm finally in the building. What's goody?
What's
Yo,
good, man? What's good? Yo. So
Yeah.
so so I know you heard a bit about the preseason yesterday. We were talking about how like Westbrook is a really good piece to the Nuggets, and Juice made a good valid point that the Nuggets are looking good right now, and despite of them, like them requiring another good passer, like
So
Westbrook.
wait. Let me catch up. So Westbrook is with Denver now?
yeah, he coming off the bench.
Yep, he came
Well,
off
of
the
course he coming
bench.
off the bench. That nigga old, but okay.
He should though. I feel like he should
Yeah.
because think about it. Like you already got a good passer starting. You got a whole nother passer who can come off the bench with the with the young boys, and he can help them better. So I feel like it's a good thing to have him come off the bench with all young players.
So you think Westbrook addition to the Nuggets will be a piece when you sit Jamal down and he works with the second team?
if okay, so let's say Jamal gets hurt. You
No, no,
got
no, 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 no. That's not a good scenario because if Jamal get hurt, they're done. They don't win shit.
Yeah. So
So
hey,
let's not say
I
that
agree.
because you didn't bring Westbrook in to back Jamal up if he get hurt. They brought Westbrook in to do something.
no, because I'm not saying that though. But I'm not saying
So give me your scenario, what you want to talk about, Aramis, because you're the numbers person, and I get it. Where does Westbrook help them with the style of play that he has? Because to me, Westbrook has been, he's doing his
rebounding,
numbers, but he hasn't been a
scoring,
good fit in
assists.
anywhere he went to since he's left OKC.
Okay,
So
but
let's really talk about Westbrook.
I
you gotta understand, like Westbrook himself, and I know Westbrook very well and how he plays and how he distributes the ball very well with any other team. See,
Really?
teams don't use Westbrook very well. Like they gotta understand, like Westbrook, he is he's the type of player that he's not gonna score half the time throughout the game. He's going to get his assist up, get his boards.
Okay, hold on.
He's a
Time out.
phenomenal
Time
rebounder,
out. Let's
phenomenal
talk.
assists. He's
Time
phenomenal
out.
let's
Time
scorer.
talk
out. Let me
about
talk
it.
with
Let's
you.
talk about
Because
it.
Westbrook is not no distributor. That's
Yes,
not
he
what he's
is. What are you
known
talking about?
for.
He is a phenomenal
He's
leader.
a triple double walking threat. But
What?
Westbrook game is downhill. He wants to get to the rack, this and that, and then if he can
He's a
dish,
draw
he will.
contact and pass
But
the
he's
ball
not.
up.
What you
That's
just said
what
was
he
he's a
does.
distributor, and that's not.
He's been
He's
doing that
not
since
solely a
OKC, since
distributor.
the Sonics. He's been
Okay,
So
doing that for years,
hey,
bro. Why do you think he's triple double king for a reason?
he's a triple double,
Triple double king.
but he looks to shoot first.
He doesn't shoot first. His whole
Help
entire
me out.
career has
I'm
been
just telling you.
of scoring in the
I'm
paint,
old school, and I
mid
know
range,
that since Westbrook left OKC, he has not fit in any system with any team that he's went to yet.
because they don't know how he operates. They don't know how he's used. They're not
so
using him the right way.
let me chime
They
in.
gotta
Let me chime
understand,
in.
like Westbrook.
I'm just keeping it a buck. Let's
Let
talk
me
about this
chime
I'm
in.
keeping
basketball
it
truth
one
and
thing.
knowledge. Let's talk
For
about it.
one thing, Juice, you
Westbrook
know how
ain't
Westbrook
did
is.
shit as far as to help his team. He's a tremendous player. No taking away from him. He ain't did not help no team.
Let me chime in with that. So this is how I think. I do think Russell is a good addition, but this is why I think.
Okay.
First, I agree with you, Ray. I agree with you, Ray. If Jamal Murray goes down, they're done. Like it's no replacing him, and that's why I think
Over.
it's good for Russell to come off the bench because you cannot mess up that chemistry. You can't take that young boy out his starting role. He don't deserve it. But what I can say, no matter if Westbrook old or not, you know his MO. He's high motor. So he's coming off the bench with these young
Okay,
boys,
wait,
and
wait.
they got.
So Juice, high motor meaning not high motor that I'm looking to pass the ball
But he like
all the
he'll run.
time.
So
That's
my
not
thing is
that's not
Yeah,
his
but
number
he's
one
not gonna do
objective.
that every other time. If he finds an open look, he's gonna go for it.
he'll run, but
That's what we're
he'll run
trying
the
to tell
floor.
you, bro. Like this
He'll
man will find open looks and do it.
he's
He's not
going to
gonna
run the
pass the ball
floor with the young
consistently every
boys.
single time.
Right.
He's gonna run the floor with the young bulls, and it make it dangerous to me because they got
It
like
is
Christian Brown. They got
dangerous.
these young boys. They got these young boys that's hungry, that's trying to get
Okay.
some fame. I think it's gonna work
Okay.
perfect
Thank
because
you.
So
Lord.
let me ask both of y'all this question. And again, I'm not anti Westbrook. I like
right,
the dude. He's a walking triple double when he wants to be.
right,
The problem with him is I haven't seen where he can allow his talent to help the team. And then Aramis, you made a comment to say they're not using him right. Well, that's part of that has to be on the player. Because at the end of the day, when you go to a situation, you have to make sure you adapt to contribute.
yeah. How
So
many
let's
coaches
talk about
can't?
it. Let's talk
How
about
many
because
coaches
because
don't?
the
I
coach
agree with
the
that.
coach can only call the play. The
I
player
agree with
has
that.
to buy in and say, "Hey, I'm
I get
buying
that.
in.
But
I'm not the number one. I'm not the number two, but I can be assertive in this way, and I can help the team." And so
Right.
now I'm not saying that Westbrook can't facilitate to be a good addition because when he went to the Lakers, let's talk about the Lakers. I thought he would be great. No chemistry.
So
Now
hey,
he's going to Denver, and
it's
I think
because
that he
no,
can
okay,
help
so
Denver, but it
hold on.
has to be
I'm gonna chime in
where
on
he
that.
can come in.
I'm gonna chime on that because so yeah, he wasn't a no-show on the LA because when you're going to a team that you have never played on, but you played against, and you're going on a team like LA, it's kind of hard to fit in that atmosphere and to build a chemistry with a team that you know you're not gonna chime in with. So it is much different from when he's playing with Denver and playing with LA. He plays much better in Denver than LA. It's because with Denver saw his potential in how he can redirect,
Okay.
offense and defense as
So
far as
let,
him.
let me ask both of y'all this because at the end of the day, Denver is a championship organization, right?
right.
Everything goes through Joker first.
And
Jamal
then
is
Jamal
the Robin, Batman and Robin
and
piece.
Robin.
So
Yeah.
now you bring in Westbrook. Okay, cool. So let me tell you this:
He's a perfect fit.
if Joker is on the floor, who's my main guy, he does not play a up and down pace of game.
No,
So
he don't.
now, so hold on. So let me finish. You're right. He doesn't. So when we get into the nitty gritty of it, where can he fit in when we get into playoffs? The
So let me
playoffs.
let me
And I
chime in
need
on that.
I need my star players on the court. And at the end of the day, Westbrook is a premier, I think, should be a Hall of Famer. How
Yeah.
does he fit into that nucleus to keep rings? Because right
So,
now, if he's gonna go in and do a fast-paced game, he can't be on the floor with Joker in championship minutes because they ain't
so,
running up and down the
Okay,
court.
but
That's a
the
half-court
thing
so
is,
offense and it runs
let me
through
chime in
Joker.
on
they're
that.
not gonna have him on the
Let's
same
talk
court
about it. That's
as
why for
far
the
as
Let me ask
knowledge.
you
Let's
a
Jokic.
go.
question. Let
They're
me
not
ask.
gonna have him on the same court as far as Jokic. I don't think they're
So
gonna do that.
Well,
But
so
yeah,
how
they
does that
can't.
help you? Because
if
when
they
when they go to
do,
playoff, Joker's going to be on the court predominantly majority of the minutes.
right. But the thing is, too, is that see,
So you using me on my ghost games when my player hurt? Now
No.
talk to me.
So let me chime in. And
yeah,
you
please,
as
man.
being a
Go ahead, man.
you as being a coach, Ray. I'm not saying this is real because like I never been a coach, but you have actually coached this game before.
Yeah.
Can you see this working though? I agree with you. I don't think what Westbrook would be on the floor with Jokic during crunch time. But what I think Russell could be a very good help is being just the support. Look, you gotta look at the situation. bruh, is now it's about winning the ring, bruh. You went to multiple teams, it didn't work out. Play your role. Your role meaning up and down the floor with these young boys. So, like, let me say this for an umbrella. What I'm trying to say, can you see a way where they can rope-a-dope other teams? Like, you have to focus on the starters. You tired of just pick and roll with Murray, Batman, and Robin, and here come the bench. Oh, we gonna run. We're gonna run y'all off the court. Can you see a situation where they can rope-a-dope teams?
So I can see where I can utilize Westbrook when I'm trying to do when I have to change the nature of the game. So let's say you're in a stagnant, I need to because I'm only going to bring Westbrook in when I want to pick the tempo up. And I'm not saying Westbrook can't play in a situation where we slow the tempo down, but at the end of the day, Amos, you're the numbers guy and the fact checker and all of that. You go back and look at Denver's championship runs and playoff runs, they wasn't running up and down the court, no fast-paced game.
But it's a good change,
it was spurts. It was spurts and all that. So my thing is, and then Aaron, you just said that you don't see where he fit in, and they're not using them correctly. And what do you? This is the NBA. The best coaches in the world. I'm a coach and I know what I need. So why will we even go get a dude if I feel he can't do what I think that he can do to add to? Because I'm not bringing him here only to add to. I'm only bringing him to add to.
He's a perfect fit for Denver.
I don't think Westbrook will be. I don't think Westbrook
basically saying he's not a perfect fit.
I'm not saying he's not a perfect fit. I'm just asking y'all, where do you see when you say a perfect fit? Break that down to me. So where's Russell going to be a perfect fit that he can be a positive for this team?
Bro,
besides just saying that I'm playing with the bench and I'm the so Westbrook is playing the one, obviously.
Yes, he's playing the one.
Okay, so now
he's coming. He's literally coming off the bench behind Jamal. When Jamal goes to the bench, Westbrook is coming onto the floor. And
so you're saying okay? So I like that. So because you can't say young bulls because that's the trivial thing to say. Jamal could get in trouble and foul trouble in the first quarter, and I ain't about no young bulls. We still need to mix in with the starters. That's what I want to hear. The chemistry of that. Because right now you said six man doesn't come in and play with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Six man comes in and play with 1 through 4 or 1 through 3, and 6 and 7 come in. Six man does not come in to play with bench.
I believe Westbrook, if he has to start in that starting role, it could be a problem. But if you can,
even if he come in, what you said, Airman. But hold on, Juice. Even if you say what you said, Airman, he comes in at 6. He's still coming into the game with the starters. So I want y'all to tell me, how do you see that chemistry working? Because LA did the same thing, and it was a poison.
But he was a starter, though. He started. Is a difference between him coming off the bench and starting. He literally Darvingham started him all season long. But hold on. He started him half the season. Then he had him come off the bench because of how his performance was. The same way how my team started Clay and they benched him. Look how players develop from coming off the bench. Certain players have a different development coming off the bench than starting.
Okay.
And that's for all the veterans.
So this will be the first time in his career that he's actually going to a team that he's coming off the bench in the totality of the season.
But see, But the thing is, hold on, but before you say anything, see, certain teams are just be like, oh, he's a good player. Let's start him. No, you got to figure out.
Well, the only way you're going to start him because at the end of the day, if he's the best player for the position, then here we are.
But he's not though. Jamal is
not though. But Jamal is a much better guard than Westbrook is.
In the Lakers situation, he was. But now in this situation, he's not. Okay, listen, I'm not playing the spoiler. I'm just trying to understand because I didn't even know the trade happened to you. Just told me 2 minutes ago.
The trade
so I got questions. I got questions. I got questions.
Over the offseason.
I agree with both.
That's what has already been established. But I'm just saying.
Why you watch basketball? Okay. So they said Russell Westbrook just got traded to Denver. So I'm trying to. So we on the podcast. Y'all go ahead and talk. I'm sorry. We're talking about to see where could he interject in that team to be a positive. Because at the end of the day, when we went to the Lakers, it didn't really fizzle out. Yeah. So now here we go.
I agree with both. I agree with both sides. I do think now this is why I say I do agree with you, Ray, but I do think that Russell Westbrook IQ is probably like what far as passing is higher than what you give him. That being said,
no. He's a great player, but my thing with Russell Westbrook, can you
gel?
Adjust your game. You're not that dude.
Yeah.
At the highest level, no more, but you're still that guy. Meaning that you're the veteran. Are you going to be a veteran on the team and catapult the team instead of saying that I'm the guy? That's an ego thing.
If can, and I'm not a coach. I've never been a coach, and I know you have, so that's all respect. But if can, you tried to shield Russell Westbrook for being in a position to interject with the starters. I think he's just a reserve energy pack for them. You know what I'm saying? Which could be a good thing. I really think that they could use that. You lost.
Okay, so let's say we take Denver playing against Boston or and Philly, and we get to the championship round. So now we know that when you get to that scenario, and this is from a coach's perspective. Hold on, this is from a coach's perspective. We only rotate 1 through 8.
Right.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, whoever, they don't even get any burn at all. And sometimes some coaches may short it down to 1 through 7. So now with that being said, if I had to put on the floor with Russell Westbrook as one of the 5, and if obviously Joker and Jamal at the same time, and then who is your other 2, and how does that chemistry match? Because at the end of the day, Russell Westbrook is still a great player where it may come down to we need you. And if I need you, I can't take away Jamal because I need you too.
Right.
So now y'all tell me, because I don't know all the lineup, and I apologize. That's why I love that y'all in the lineup. How would I give me the crunch time lineup with Jamal with Westbrook in the lineup, Jamal obviously and Joker. Who's the other 2, and how does that maturate to get us to the chip again? Because it may come down to that.
Michael Porter Jr. is another one. Michael Porter Jr. definitely can fit in that well. It's either between Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is another one who
Porter and Gordon on the floor. So let's take it by snapshot. Porter and Gordon on the floor with Joker, Jamal, and Westbrook. And again, we forecasting, but how do you see the maturation of that working? Because at the end of the day, you're telling me that you're pushing Westbrook is running that.
I think Westbrook is
Westbrook is the one.
I think Westbrook, for the lack of better term,
I wouldn't put Westbrook as the one. I put him at the 2.
You'll put I like that. You'll put Jamal at the 1.
I'm putting Jamal at the 1 and Russell at the 2.
Okay. I wouldn't put, so now what I will say is I like that. I do like that. But now what happens is, okay, that's fine. So now with Jamal being the 1, his stats go down 5 points.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Now I need you to run and make sure that you taking control of making sure everybody's involved, and that takes him slighted on the point situation unless he get an ISO situation or pick and roll situation.
Okay, but
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
It all depends on the player itself and how they play the game. That's really all that matters.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that my grandfather told me, and this is how I feel about Russell Westbrook. I think Russell Westbrook in this situation is a break the glass person. I agree with you, Ray. I don't think he gels, but like my grandfather said, it's better to have the ammunition than don't have it. So meaning if worst case scenario comes, he has to get in. Who else? Which I don't know, and this is a question. Who else is better than Westbrook though to take that spot?
We can name a few of the point guards that are better than Westbrook.
Listen. In that situation, in any situation in the league. We can play devil's advocate and put Westbrook on any team, and y'all quote
Right.
y'all work with me. In any team, he could be the starter
Right.
on any team in the league.
But not this
But
one. I don't
What?
believe this
but
one.
but 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 there
What?
may be a
What?
situation where he might be like, well, we're gonna put you to the number six man. And
Right.
now we
He's
all
gonna
know
have.
what that
He's gonna
means.
have to play
The six man is one position away
From
from
starter.
starting, and that's whether you get injuries or
right.
you
He is the sixth
stinking
man.
the place up, Jamal. You ain't doing shit. Come on, Westbrook. So now that
Right.
means that your nucleus has to be that the sixth man can deal with any rotating 4 or 5 positions in there.
Yeah,
And
I think
I
though,
hope
bro.
at this stage that Westbrook can go there and see, like how you just said, Amos, earlier, you said, well, they wasn't using them right. Well, we don't have time for not using them right. Why the freak did or the fuck did we draft him if we're not
Right.
gonna get in the lab and practice and make sure that we
Okay,
got the
but yeah,
message right? And so
I
I hope
get
that
that. But
that comes over.
at the same time, like yes, like certain. This is the reason why Westbrook is starting to get in the gym now, because usually we don't see Westbrook in the gym too often at all. But
Mhm.
now that he's starting to be in a generation where you know his old ways are not gonna work, so he's gonna have to change certain things up. That
Yes,
means to get in the
yes.
gym, change up his shotting. Remind you, yesterday this man went 3 for 3, 8 boards, 4 assists, and 12 points. That like literally in
Whose
just like
stats
you
was that?
said,
Westbrook? That was Westbrook's stats from last game?
yes, he had three
Okay.
3-pointers back to back, 3 in a row.
Okay.
Literally because all summer long he has developed his game a lot more better, and I've seen it. I've seen video clips of him in the gym working on it, and I feel like we're about to see a new Westbrook, but
Okay.
it's a
Man, I
You
matter
heard
of
it here
him
respect.
being
first for
consistent.
Optimus.
You heard it here first. That's why truth and knowledge. We saying that Russell Westbrook is going to adjust his game slightly so that he can be the difference with Denver returning to glory and winning the chip.
Right.
I like
Why
that.
do you think?
Yeah.
Right.
I like
Why do
that.
you think? Like, why do you think LeBron being in the gym, or Curry, or Kevin Durant, or Bradley Beal, or any veteran player needs to develop their game a lot more better, so that they can find some pieces that they need to work on. Okay, for the last few seasons, I
Mhm.
need this
Well,
didn't
it's
work
one
out.
thing to work on your game, and at the end of the day, these dudes are
Right.
professional players. So that part is, to me, that's really, you always can grow your game. So, like, for example, LeBron used to always go to the basket. He was the biggest dude out there, strong, 260 coming to the hole, nobody could stop me. Then as he got older,
Right.
LeBron developed a jump shot. So in basketball,
Outside.
most of the time, if you don't have a jump shot, as you get older, you have a jump shot. Do you guys want to know why? Because I don't have to work as
Athleticism.
hard. I can play less contact, less bump, less wear and tear on my body because I can hit an open shot.
Yeah.
And that's fine. So I like that he's hitting that. And then what you just said, Aramis, I will look at it from a coach perspective. If he hit three threes in a row, or whatever, because at the end of the day, if the player is hot, you feed him.
Right.
But
You feed him, you feed him, you
he
feed
also
him
needs to be
into whatever.
too, is that he needs to be careful on his shot selection too, because that can also hurt the team as well as far as shooting.
There
Like,
we go.
because see, Denver, we all know
Now,
Denver
Aramis, that
is
part right there is where you have to rely on coaching. Because at the end of the day,
right.
if Juice is hot, he get the next shots until he can't miss. But once he miss, either the coach got to say, hey, nothing, or the team already understands that from in practice. This is nothing you can put on the court because this is like basketball knowledge on the court. If Aramis, you're hot and you hit a shot and we go through somebody else and they miss, and I said, well, you know what, Aramis hot, let me keep feeding Aramis. That's what you're supposed to understand what it is anyway.
I think
We
what
all at the
Westbrook.
highest level. This ain't like high school or now we talking about professional players. If
I
they
think
get hot, you feed them. So that's the
I
known
think it's
thing, and that's where coaching comes.
very situational with Westbrook, man. Like it's
I like that.
it's very
I like
situational.
that.
It's like it's wherever the cards fall. It could be Westbrook can help this team, or it could get in a situation where do he gel with this team where he's not. So
Right.
it's very situational with Westbrook. I personally think it's a good pickup because, like I said, you rather have the ammunition than not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you look at the end
Right.
of the day, if
Exactly.
somebody do get hurt, who else? Who's
Okay.
better than Westbrook on this roster? So
Nobody. Nobody.
right,
It ain't. And I don't mean it literally, but at the end of the day, he's in that conversation.
right.
Okay, but there are guards better than Westbrook though. Like,
No doubt. But at the end of the day, do you trust him? You can name
I
one
don't
or
think.
two, but you can name one or two, but at the end of the day, once you take all the starters off the table throughout the league and we go to the 6 man, I promise you Westbrook is to the higher of the list than the lower of the list.
he
Right.
is because
I don't think
not only
nobody.
do you have him as a 6 man, but it's despite of what he could bring to the table.
Right.
Is
I
but
think so. I think Westbrook position right now on this team. Of course, Jamal Murray is the starter. He is the
of
cream of the
course
crop.
he's gonna be a starter
But
regardless.
I do think behind him, and there's no disrespect, I just don't know who's behind Westbrook, but behind him, there's a major drop off from Westbrook and anybody else. So you have to put Westbrook in there.
So listen, Juice, just what
Yeah,
you
you're gonna
said,
have to.
that what you just said, and maybe one or two situations or three, maybe 1 to 8 situations may be different. But other than that, that's the consistent across the league because there aren't many other peoples at the 7 spot that can do what Westbrook can do at the 6. Bottom
Now,
line.
that
That's
being
why
said,
y'all
no,
excited about the trade.
that being said, Ray, that being said, we are not in these practices. We not knowing what's going on. Just because resume and talent wise, Westbrook is better than the third man on the roster for point guard. It could be just a team chemistry thing. Somebody know the system better. Somebody
Right,
runs the
right,
system better.
right.
So
And,
Westbrook could be better than all he
yeah,
want. If he don't gel, he don't gel. That's why
yeah,
I
but
agree.
but Westbrook has to be situational, and I would hope that Westbrook take the time to buy into to Denver Nuggets style of play. And if they do that, then I promise you, Denver will be right back in either the Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals.
So
Well,
what you
Straight
saying?
up.
What you saying?
regardless that Denver's gonna be back at the same situation either way, even without
Okay.
Westbrook or not, they still gonna be in
Okay.
the same situation. But
Okay.
but to you, right? Like in a coach perspective, you also got to find ways how you're gonna be able to utilize Westbrook in the playoffs. Because remind you, Westbrook has not been nowhere near the Western Conference Finals ever since OKC when he faced Damian Lillard at the Blazers. That was the first time he's ever been into Western Conference at all. So and he has not been anywhere near the playoffs for years until now. But but this is the question: how would you use Westbrook at all when they're in the playoffs? Like how would you distribute him and utilize him going forward and into the
So
playoffs?
so the way I would do it is, and again, I'm not an NBA coach, but if
Right,
I had that piece
right,
coming to Denver, I would try to if I had that piece coming to Denver, I know that Westbrook brings me high energy, this and that. So anytime that I know that we're stagnant, or if I need us to get a push, then I change the style of play with the tempo, and he'd be a tempo changer in that kind of
Right.
way. Then I would say, okay, so within that, I gotta give Murray some lesser minutes just to keep him healthy. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we can talk all we want, but it comes down to matchups, which you said you situational, and so we could play a team where it's a faster paced team, and so when they run in fast break, you have to be able to interject a lineup that can keep up with that and then still defend the ball. So you know,
In a nutshell, why I really agree with you, Ray. Like the more you make your point, is because no disrespect to Westbrook, man. Like we can't do what he do, but at the same time, how long is it going to be the coach? You know what I'm saying? Like you are in the NBA, you have to gel. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Arnold,
right?
he has not sniffed that Western Conference final since OKC. So how
Yeah.
many teams and systems that you got going and say y'all not using me right? Sometimes I hope for the sake
Yeah,
of Westbrook.
sometimes, see what you just said. Y'all not using me right, or you're gonna say, change your tone and say, let me buy in so that I can fit in and take advantage, so I can contribute to be used right.
Right. I hope for the sake of Westbrook.
That's what more teams don't do.
I hope for the sake of Westbrook
Coaching.
in this situation that everything the cards do fall right, and like I said, they could use him. Like I think they should use him as the robodope, the 1-2. Like you gonna lull him to sleep with the pick and roll, the
He is a
starters,
role
and he
player
come
though.
in and give you a jab because the energy is high. Now that being said, when his energy is high like that, what I would want for Westbrook if everything plays correctly, be that guy to run the floor with the young boys. Be that guy to get a loose ball in the playoffs. Be that guy. You have to know your role, Westbrook. You're not the guy no more, but you can bring a spark in a
Correct.
veteran mindset to the team
Correct.
that can help them go over the top.
Amen to that. So you know, to conclude with Westbrook, thank y'all for sharing the trade. I had no idea, so y'all shared it with me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that Westbrook will be a great addition to Denver, provided that he, one, can buy in, and two, understand his role, because now he's going from the superstar tenure to being a role player. And that's the difference right now, is he have to understand that if I can come in and be a role player and then shine within the highest shine that I can provide in that situation, that Denver will be a problem.
Last example, great example. I just thought about this. Last example,
That's a good example right there. I like that.
Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili is definitely should be a starter. He's a Hall of Fame player, and it was season where he came off the bench as sixth man and still took them to a ship. Sometimes you gotta go into your role. Manu Ginobili definitely deserved to be a starter on any team he be on,
But you, but
he
but now, speaking of Manu, you know how Manu did it? Because Manu had Tim Duncan and all the other players like that. And then
right.
what happened was, when he would come in the game, Tim Duncan always drew the double.
Yeah.
Manu Ginobili opened it up to say, well, if you're gonna double, I'm gonna score. Get to the basket, be creative, this and that. Take the double away, and as soon as he got doubled, then he would kick it to Duncan. And
But
so
all that got it all that
Westbrook can do the same thing. But again, like I said, I loved it. I love the addition. I just want to see the maturation where Westbrook embraces the role to say that, hey,
yeah.
I'm the support, I'm the this, and that. And even when you get your chance to shine, you take the opportunities given to you. And then once they break down and the double come, you lay it off to Joker,
Yeah,
or you kick it out
and
to Jamal.
to prove your point even more, Manu Ginobili sold in with Greg Popovich. He trusted that he gelled with the team because he trusted the system.
Yeah, but you know
Westbrook,
why?
how you
Popovich is the greatest coach ever. We can have that on another podcast. He's one of
right?
the greatest coaches to
But
ever coach the game.
Russell has
And
to
he always got players to say, hey, you're not going to come here and do
and be
anything
better
else
than the
but be
team.
the system. That's it. If not, you're gone the next flight out.
And if Russell
Mhm.
does that with Denver, I think it would be great.
I like it though. I mean, I don't want y'all to think I'm on here being anti-Russell. I
Nah,
like
nah, I
Russell.
don't. I
I
agree
just
with you
don't
saying.
like that. I
Yeah,
just hope that he can get to a point in his career where he can still make noise and get a ring. And the
Yeah,
only way he can get a ring is if he
I understand.
contribute and not try to feel like it got to go through him. Those
right.
days
But
are
see,
done.
look. But see, here's the thing on that, Aaron. I do agree with you on that. As far as when it comes to matter of winning a ring,
That's what this is all about. What is he getting
right?
traded for? You're
But
not the
the
guy no
thing
more.
is, But like,
You're not the number one, is what I should say. He's still the guy, because again,
right,
no take no flowers from him. He's still a high caliber NBA player.
right,
But you're not the number one or number two. You're actually
right,
the number 5 or 6 on any team.
right. So when you list the teams that he's been on for the past few years, because right now he's at year year 16, year 7, yeah.
Old as hell.
right.
Stop playing. Old as
Year
fuck
16.
for NBA anyway.
His first career was the Sonics. Then he didn't go to OKC, was OKC Thunder. And then with OKC, he went to the Wizards because that was his first. Yes, it was Sonics, OKC, Wizards, Rockets, Rockets, and then LA, and then Clippers, and then now Nuggets. Now, besides the Nuggets, let's erase Nuggets from this list, right?
Right.
You got the Sonics, OKC, Wizards, Rockets, LA Clippers, LA Lakers. Now, with those teams that I've named, he wasn't really a good distributor at all. He didn't do too many things, and he didn't show too much at all with these teams. But the only team that he actually helped the most with, I'm gonna say the Wizards. The Wizards had a much better score, had a much better scoring system, had a much better,
Okay, Aramis, you know what?
But yeah,
Great. No, wait, hold on. Let me just say that I'm gonna slide this in, and then listen, because unfortunately I'm gonna have to jump off, and we're gonna have to go to the main topic. And I would like y'all to continue and finish the podcast, only because I got friends and family from out of town. Aramis, I share that with you. But anyway, to what you just said, Aramis, when he went to the Wizards, this is the
he was that guy. He was the only guy.
You're the number one.
Okay, but he had Bradley.
But listen to what you just said. So yes, everything is inflated in that situation because he went to a bottom dweller NBA team, and they're not the bottom, but NBA. But when I said that, no disrespect to Wizards, because I'm a DC dude and I live there and all of that, and no disrespect, They just haven't had a good run since Gilbert Arenas, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Antoine James, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but so if you take any guy in the league who could be a 4, a 5, or a 6 on any team in the league, and you put him to a team that's not a NBA playoff team, yes, everything is inflated. Yes, he looks like he could come in and do the things he do because he's still an all-star player. He's made an all-star team.
So I understand
that, but that goes back to situational.
So let me say this. I agree, Ray, because yes, he had Bradley Beal, but he's an all-star just like him. Now you're talking about OKC. You're talking about KD, who's a great. You're talking about the.
Are you talking about the Wizards? The Wizards ain't even in the playoffs in the last.
But he did bring Wizards to almost close to the playoffs, but then they lost.
Right, but that just goes to show you what a great player he is.
Right,
but he's a great player. But now you're talking about putting him with players who's better than him at this time in his career, 16 years in, and now you're talking about putting him with a Jamal Murray and a Joker. These dudes are better than him and younger than him, and so he has to understand, how do I fit in?
But yeah, because the ball had to go through him and Wizards with the DC. I don't care if you have the ball.
That's all I'm saying. So yes, Aramis, it's going to look good. He can go to the fucking Charlotte. Pick a team. Pick a team. We're talking about playoff teams. Lakers, OKC. Yeah, I mean, come on. Knicks, Philly, Boston. He ain't no none of them teams and did what he did at Washington. Absolutely not. But that doesn't take from him as the caliber of player he is at his point in time, 16 years in the league in. I would love to see him go to Denver, contribute, understand the dynamics, and be a person to say, hey, I'm going to be a leader and take the leadership role, veteran role, and get a ring. If he
Right.
does that, nobody gonna be able to beat Denver because they're already a problem without him.
Right.
Right, they are. But the thing is too is that it doesn't matter where he's go, he's got to change up a certain role that fits best with
Amen.
that team.
Amen. Amen.
Wait.
But the
Well,
And
thing
you know
is
what
let me
too
though?
is
ask.
that
Let me say that, y'all, and then let's get off the topic here. But at the end of the day, Amos, you're right. As a veteran player, you either out of the league because you can't make that adjustment,
Right.
or you stay in the league because you can. I.e., who's been
yeah,
in the league the longest right now and can go from team to team and he still can be a help? Chris
LeBron
Paul.
and Chris Paul. Yep.
Chris Paul, because Chris Paul ain't no LeBron, but Chris Paul can go to any team right now. Because Chris Paul could be, you could have told me Chris Paul was going there. You
He
know,
a
I'd be
coach
like,
and
damn,
player. He
that's
a coach and
solid.
player.
That's solid. And I wouldn't even be having this conversation if it was a Chris Paul, because Chris Paul at one time was that dude. And then he embraced the role where he at. And he's still that dude with the understanding of where he's at in his career, 17, 18, 19 years in. And that's what I would like
Right.
to see Westbrook do, because then I wouldn't have this edgy kind of feel about Westbrook, because he hasn't matured into that veteran role like a CP.
Yep.
CP can go on any team right now at 19 years in the league and be a positive actor. He's going to the Spurs right now, and the
Hmm.
old dude on the team, and can still play 4 or 5, and he's gonna start and he's gonna make all them boys better. That I can't say with Westbrook 100% all the time.
Right.
Agree or not?
Agreed.
yeah,
Aramis? Okay, so we hope Westbrook does that, and we will see. But I would like us to come back on Westbrook as another topic, because I think that it's important for us to check in with him about. And I would say, don't wait long. Let's go about 10 games in, because 10 games is going to tell a lot.
Hmm.
So I'll say November. Aramis, jot that down. We follow up on a Westbrook to see where he's fitting in with about 10 games in, and we'll see, because after about 10 games in, we know what it is or we not.
Right.
Because Westbrook ain't no type of dude that's a role player. That's not never who he been all his career.
Right.
He either gonna get in the mix or he not.
Right.
So with that being said, but listen, guys, I don't. If we could go to the main topic and then y'all can double back, because I
Yeah.
do have to
That's
unfortunately leave. But let's go
for
to the
sure.
main topic, Aramis. If you want to give us an introduction to that, and then we can do that, and then y'all can finish up. But unfortunately, I just got to go. But I can give y'all about 10 more minutes, and I just want to touch on our main topic. If we can just change the format of the program a little bit.
Yep.
all right, yeah, all right. So yeah, so guys, um, as you saw today's thumbnail, like I said in the beginning of this video when we first started, a great legend, DIKEMBE Mutombo, did die of a brain cancer, and we were supposed to have a special guest onto the show to talk more about the history of the great legend DIKEMBE Mutombo. But we got a co-host, my uncle. He knows a little bit more about this than
And Juice knows too. Juice knows
oh,
too.
Yep.
Juice does too. So hopefully these two co-hosts can you know teach me some history about this great legend that I've never never seen him play, never heard about him. And so this is some knowledge.
All right. So with that said, Juice, if you was able to look up career stats and accomplishments of Humble, let's start with that, because let's give Mutombo his flowers. Because what I will
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
you is
Yeah.
this: he was, if you look at the top 5 centers that ever played in the NBA, and let's say I wouldn't say he's number one, but I definitely would tell you in the history of the game, I could arguably say he was in the top 15 ever to play.
Yeah.
And that's
So
that's only because I don't know everybody. But go ahead, Juice. Go ahead and help
so
us out here.
that being said, the start off his great legacy. He was drafted in 1991, fourth overall. So that's just saying a lot right there. Like he's fourth overall in the draft.
Mhm.
Yes, it was a different time back then. Big mans was a luxury back then. Like they love big mans, but he's still fourth of all the big mans they love. Played 18 seasons, and the big stat, his bread and butter. He is second all time in blocks ever. Only person that ever has more blocks than him is the great Akeem Olajuwon. He has 3,289 blocks for his career. Let's put that in perspective. And he wasn't a big scorer. He averaged 9.8 points, for his career, 10 rebounds a career, and only assists. But he shot 51% though. So every opportunity he had he took the best, and it's a sad loss that I'm thinking of it, because regardless of just being able to watch him, especially like I remember as a kid watching him with the small time he was with Philly with Iverson and that championship team. Um,
Won a
it's
ring.
sad because he has this.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
It's sad. It's sad because he has this aura of like, Michael Jordan got the jump man, the tongue out, and like stuff like that. You don't do the finger wag without thinking about Mutombo. So his aura, just to impact the game like that, he will be missed.
Okay. Well, let me say this. So I've seen Mutombo play from the time he started when he got drafted. Came into the league, and at the end of the day, back then, defense was everything. So, we talking different eras. So back then, it was like, okay, you know, championships won on defense. Most games at that time didn't average over 100 points a game. And we
Right.
talked about that, Aaron. Remember I told you when the late show came, the Lakers, they was one of the few teams that patting themselves on pushing the ball and running the score up. And then now, as we've maturated into the Euro basketball league, that's what I call it, because they dapped a lot of Euro shit. But everybody you got Mutombo. If Mutombo was in this era, he'd be shooting threes and all that shit, like Embiid and all that. And I'm not taking away from that, because at the end of the day, it's good if you can do that. But but what I want to say is that Mutombo prided himself on that. Anytime you're gonna come and you a downhill player and you're gonna challenge to make a shot at the basket, he would do this. But here, not in my house, not in my house. And he would block your shot and say, "Oh hell no." When you come down here, understand that this is what it is. So shoot that mid range, shoot that three, but you're not gonna get no layup. And he prided himself. What you said he had three? Listen to what he said, Aaron. The man had over 3,000 blocks
Second all time behind Elijah Wan.
in the history of the NBA. We talking about Wilt, Kareem, Shaq. Go down the list. And I promise you, he blacked all them dudes too. So with that being said, he was a person that you could put on the court, because at the end of the day, they call it a rim protector. Everybody familiar with that term, rim protector? If I had to go back and draft a team based on rim protector, he's that guy.
Yeah, he definitely that guy.
He's the guy.
I have a sadness for his passing too, because I had to get to watch him. Maybe it was like in his tail end of his career, but I did get to watch him and just to understand it. Like the era that I came in basketball, the big man wasn't completely gone, but it was slowly fading. Now I grew up with the Ben Wallaces of the world, the Tim Duncans of the world. You know what I'm saying? So it was starting to fade away, but it wasn't. I still had some true ones, and he's definitely one of them names that like forever will ring in my head as like if you. Now, like kids, they shoot in the trash can, they say Kobe. If I block somebody now from my age group, I'm going to do the finger, and I'm going to tell them no.
So, Aramis, let me ask you this. And staying in parallel with Mutombo, because I don't want to get on another player. Well, who in the NBA now that you would say, hey, and Aramis, you're a defensive guy. I've seen you play. That's one of your attributes is defense. So who in this era that's a big man that you would say, hey, and not even a big man, who would you say that, hey, he's so prominent and understanding that he's a defender that the kids get, gravitate to in today's era?
Hey, that's hard.
Yeah,
because like you said, and like I could tell you, if I had to go, and the other piece of this whole conversation was the art of the post play has been lost in the new era of basketball. Because so that's one question. I'm gonna pose two questions, then we're gonna try to wrap up. So the first question is, Aramis, in the new school era, who is the defender this a top-notch defender in the NBA now that's known the kids to say, hey, I look up to him and I want to be that dude. Like Mutombo do a sign and did this, and Juice know it, and we do this, and that's a marquee signature because we're going to a defender. You feel what I'm saying? And so now when you talk about defenders in the post, because we're trying to keep it to the lost art of the post, he was one of the best. And if I flip it on offense, who in the NBA right now is the dominant post player? Because at the end of the day, why do we have the five? The five is creative to say, okay, I got this big dude. The rim is 10 feet tall. This dude is 7 feet tall, and he can put that work in. So what I will tell you, Kareem with the hook shot, big man, scoring in the paint, leader led the NBA for years until LeBron passed him with scoring in the paint. And then you know who was one of the most dominant players in the paint? Shaq. So now let's take Shaq today. If they put Shaq today, we would have to say, hey, coach, stop being an idiot. Why are you putting Shaq on a fucking three? You're tripping.
And put
that man in the post, and we're going to go to an old school traditional feed the man in the post, and everything goes through him. And the one player that I could tell you that is in the post right now is Joker. Because Joker scores a lot of points in the paint. But now, that's the only one, and I'm an old school dude. And I appreciate Joker, because Joker will go out occasion and shoot a three, but that ain't his game. He like, feed me in the post, I'm a high, and this and that, or I'm going to score on you.
Hey, Artemis.
So I'm gonna ask y'all the two questions, and for Mutombo's sake, he like I say, scored 9 points over 18 years. Most people don't even make it 5 years. So if you take that, if it's inflated, he had averaged in his golden years of the 18 years, he probably was averaging 18, 20 points a game. But again, if you stretch it over 18, of course that number will go down. But I promise you, you tell me, Aramis, two questions here. Who is the most dominant defensive player that's a big man? The only one I know is Joker. I'm putting him out there, so you can't use Joker. Who else? Defense, and who still has the art of playing in the paint, because at the end of the day, if I can shoot 2 feet from the basket or 1 feet from the basket, I have a higher percentage of making a shot than shooting it from Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry put work in, but at the end of the day, that's my question, y'all. And for the Mutombo fans and everybody, I've seen him play, great player, legend, all kudos and respect to Mutombo. But I challenge these younger kids to understand that you don't have to feel like that, that there's no spot for you on any team, on any level, AAU, high school, college, overseas, NBA. If there's a big man out there listening to us today, do not forget about that you can earn a living and be dominant with post play. And you don't even have to make a fucking three.
So look,
that's my question to y'all. I'm asking you, Aramis, and you, who is those two people that can feel that as the big man, that's the defender, that I can wear his jersey all over the world, because Mutombo is all over the world with this.
I
got one.
You got one? Go ahead.
Can't say Joker, because we know Joker. Kudos to Joker. Because the big man lives in a new era through Joker. And I hope that we have more Jokers come, because we don't need the big man to have to pride his game off of shooting a three thinking he's Steph Curry. Get your big ass in the paint and put the work in. Because I tell you what, on the offensive side of it and the defensive side of it, there was no dominant player. And I'm going to go on record to tell you this. There was no physical dominant player that played in the paint defensively and offensively that was better than Shaq. Let's talk about it. And then we
Okay.
ain't talking about Shaq, but Mutombo was in that era,
And
and he's
yeah, yeah,
prided
yeah,
himself
yeah.
on defense.
All right. All right. Now let me say my point. So my player who I think as a big man, I'm gonna have to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. By far one of the most best defensive players I have ever seen. He has been defensive player all of all NBA defensive team, and on top of that, as a rookie, he wasn't that too big. But until he put some weight on and he became the most aggressive defensive player, has so many blocks. Literally, he is a smaller image of Shaq. Really, he plays just like how Shaq used to play. He's the most dominant center, dominant defensive player, and it's very hard, to try to guard
Hey,
him.
but I know you don't got no red cup, but I love that answer because I like that, and kudos to to Giannis because you know if anybody out here listening, you don't have to be a Steph Curry. You can be a Giannis, like Aramis said, and or a Joker. I like that, Aramis. Go ahead, finish. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but you know what? I forgot about him because you know what? It ain't that many.
right. But yeah, because and I've been watching Giannis for years too, because and I've actually been asked this question a few times too, and you brought this a question up again. Who do I see as a big man who is more efficient in the paint, can rebound, can post up, can definitely
And defend.
and defend and score efficiently. And I'm have to say Giannis, because just
Okay.
think about it. Remind you, he is 6 foot. He is 6'11", same height as KD, 6'11".
Yeah.
He's like 200 some pounds, all
Yeah.
that muscle, and on top of that, you can't really slow him down. You can't guard him because the moment, and on top of it, he can take the ball up too as well, but he prefers to have his team carry the ball while he's running down the court.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can lob
Giannis
it up
will
to
play.
him.
Giannis will play true to the position.
Right, because he knows that I mean, we can't say that the old era's efficient post game is not all the way gone, because we got at least two players.
But Hermes, I'm not cutting you off. I'm talking with you, so forgive
Okay,
me.
go ahead.
But look how fucking sad that is. You just talked about the NBA with how many teams got in the NBA? 30, whatever. And that means you got 30 teams with 12, 14 players on the roster. And you just told me that
Only
in
two.
a new era that it was only two.
It is.
And
It's only
that's
two.
sad. That's really
That
sad
is
for the
sad.
game.
Right. Now, Juice, and I want to hear your answer too, but I
Yeah,
mean,
but now, Juice, listen. Now, I'm gonna do, Amos, please hold your thought. But
okay.
Juice, you can't use Joker and Giannis. So you think about it. Who
Okay.
else?
All
Go
right,
ahead, Amos.
all right.
Finish that what you were saying. No, let Amos
So to
finish.
be
Let Amos finish out what you were saying, Amos, and then
all right,
Juice got it. Juice, take your time and think about it, because that's a lot of pressure on you.
And I'm not saying a lot of pressure, but I mean, like I'm sure there's another player that Juice has in mind, and I'm hoping he says this player, hoping he does, because I know there is another center out there in this not in this generation, but that has played in the old generation, and I feel like that would be best. And I'm not gonna say because that's just answer, but
So wait. So now let me say this, because unfortunately,
let's
guys,
start.
I have to. Well, hold on. Unfortunately, guys, I love y'all. Unfortunately, I have a lot on my plate today because I have family out of town and
Right.
everything that's here. But I will say this, and then I'm going to jump off. But I want y'all to please continue the podcast for however long y'all need to, because this is good shit right here. Because right now we could be reaching out to these young people to understand that I don't need you to be a Steph Curry all the time. But
work on that
what
post game, work on
what I
that
will
defense
say is that
scoring.
that the only person other than Giannis, and Joker's the number one center to me in the league, period. And then Giannis could be two, or you can go back and forth. But I would say Joker two, Joker one, Giannis two.
Hey
Now,
Ray, hey
I will.
Ray.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna say because I'm gonna jump off and I'm gonna let y'all debate it. But I will say that my upcoming prodigy, you know who my prodigy is.
The alien.
Spurs, the alien.
Victor Wembanyama.
Wemby!
Hey,
Let's
hey
go.
Ray. Hey Ray.
All right, just go ahead and say your answer, bro.
Me and Arnim is going to debate more about it, but I can't lie to you because I'm closer to your era. I can't really think of big men, so I'm gonna have to do it like this. They not really that big, but the only person that get me excited like Mutombo about defense, like it's only two names, and they're not new, but the fans should know them: Draymond Green and Patrick Beverly.
Draymond Green out the league. He done. We're not talking about him.
But that's
Patrick
the
Beverly.
only two.
Patrick Beverly is not a
When
center.
I think about defense,
Joel Embiid.
when I think about defense, that's the only two that got me excited like that.
Joel Embiid is the only person that I have a problem with. Because you know why?
But he can, but
Joel
but
Embiid will listen. Let me say, I'm gonna get off. See, now you done sparked the buzz with me because I like Joel Embiid. I like Joel Embiid, but what I don't like about him is because at the end of the day, his big ass is he will not. Okay. Let me ask y'all this, and I'm gonna hang up. But y'all talk about it. I'm gonna pull this pass back up. When have you seen Joel Embiid play a game in a playoff series where he dominated in the paint? The whole game. The whole game. Not slide. And if you slide out and shoot a three, God bless you, Joel Embiid, because you can shoot a three in mid-range and all that. But we're talking about post play. And I'm asking y'all, because he might have one, but you tell me, not a regular season game, a playoff series where he dominated in the paint.
Giannis in the
like a Giannis, like a Joker, like a Shaq, like a Mutombo, like a Olajuwon. When we talk about them, Embiid is going to be a Hall of Famer, but is he going to be Kevin Garnett? Is he going to be a Hall of Famer center that you can say, hey, he was a dominant post player? Well, that's my problem with Embiid. Let's talk about it.
He's not gonna make the Hall of Fame, no. Just how his probability.
He is gonna make the Hall of Fame. No, he is gonna make it. But is he gonna go down? What we're talking about, the art of the lost play in the paint.
No, he's not.
Why?
Why when you're 7'1"? Get your ass out of here.
I do agree on that. I do agree because for one thing, like
Hey, listen, y'all. Listen, I want y'all to get some good dialogue. I love y'all. Basketball Truth and Knowledge. Hit the like and subscribe button. But let's talk about it because at the end of the day, why is that so? And if it is so, it's because everybody want to be pretty instead of put their hard hat on, lunch pail. What happens to the blue collar people? Shaq and the post play, because the center position was created to be a rim protector and could be the biggest player on the team and could score in the paint. And we've lost that. We've lost that.
So
there's only two people that actually does the post game, and that's definitely Giannis and the Joker.
Yeah, and like you said, Joker and Giannis are all stars. So I hope that we have players that want to be. You know, I remember they said, "I want to be like Mike." Who the fuck wants to be? Please step up and where's those people that I want people to say, "I want to be like a Joker" or "I want to be like a Giannis"? No, right now, if you don't have that, we're gonna have 5 players shooting threes.
You want to know why?
All game.
Guess what? Because players nowadays want to be like Curry, Bron.
They want to be pretty. They want to be pretty. Nobody want to bump.
They want to be like Giannis. Nobody
want to bump.
Be like Giannis.
Nobody want to play physical because they being soft.
But
I said it
half of
on
that though,
basketball. Trying to
yeah.
they playing soft.
Right.
But half of that is because of the league changed the rules. You can't touch nobody in the lane. Nobody want to be a bruiser no more. You gotta try to
Yeah, but
get
that
some
don't mean
steal because
you still can't pride yourself to be an efficient scorer in the paint.
And you got to be aggressive.
yeah,
So, but what I said was, why can't we encourage young basketball people to encourage them to say, hey, I'm gonna pride myself to be the most efficient player in the paint. Kareem did it.
right.
Kareem led the league for years and years and years till LeBron came out, and he was the most efficient player, and he scored 95% of his points in the paint. Look him up. I love y'all. Please have the dialogue, and y'all, please, I'm gonna follow back up, and I hate to have to get off, but y'all think about that because y'all young school and you medium school, Jews. I call you medium school. I'm old school.
He definitely is in the middle. He definitely is in the middle. Definitely in the
But
between
but I
old and
want
new.
y'all to just really, really talk about that. Like this is really a concern of mine for the league. Like, you got MB shooting a three. Like if Shaq shot a three too, but that's not what you do. So who is going to come up and be that guy to say, hey kids, wear my jersey? Because you can do what I do and be me, be like Mike, be like Joker, be like Giannis, be like Wambi, because I'm that guy in the paint. So I give this shout out and listen, flowers to Dikembe Mutombo, because he
Yeah,
was that one of the dude that said, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm gonna be the guy
yeah,
who's gonna be proficient in the paint. And enough of us kids is so, bandwagon want to be this and that, and they're missing out on flowers because there's a big man out here coming up in today's world that can pattern himself and be super dominant if he just take his time and understand it. You can still get your praise and accolades if you be a post player, if that's what you are gifted to be. And that's what I want to sign
right.
off with. And flowers to Mutombo, God rest his soul, because at the end of the day, 3,000 block shots. You can't fucking get 3,000 block shots shooting a three.
Right.
Right.
What defender blocked 3,000 shots defending it at the
At
three?
the three.
Nobody.
No.
And so again, what player going to pride himself to say, you know what? Maybe I'm not the best scorer, but I'm the best defender, and you won't score in my house. And what Mutombo did, not in my house. And who wants to be that kid? That's what this is supposed to be about. Where's the flowers? Who wants to be
Right.
that
Yeah.
kid? Who wants to be the kid to say,
Yeah.
hey, not in my house? Let's
Yeah.
go. Talk
It's
about
changed.
that.
They don't got the dog in them no more like that.
No, they
Let's
do
talk
not.
about it. Hey, I love y'all. I'm out. But y'all have a
Uh,
little dialogue.
Uh,
I mean, I'm going to pull it back up, but I just challenge y'all to really see what's really wrong with that, because kids think that that is something wrong with it, and it's really not. Like when I
right.
coached, I looked for the big kid because I said I need somebody to be the enforcer. Like you said, Draymond on the big dude, but Draymond could slide under shoot the
Had
three. But he said, you know what?
had the
I'm gonna
dog.
be a paint protector. I'm gonna be a defender.
he's a
And
paint
this is
beast.
that. Where's the Draymonds at? I don't even like Draymond like that, but
That
I do
Yeah, I
respect
and
don't
him.
either, but I
I
would
ain't
love
gotta
a
like
paint
respect
him,
beast
is
because
but
he's
that's
but he
always in
made
that
me
paint.
say, you better respect me, and he do this too.
and that's why I say, far as defense, that dog in them. The only people I've seen that I get excited for defense is Draymond and Patrick Beverly.
And Beverly ain't
Beverly
even
is
no
a
center.
lineman
Beverly ain't
too.
even no center. He's a fucking forward. Talk about centers. I want y'all to finish this podcast. I love y'all, but say the numbers and say what you think, and try to add a perspective to add to the game, because right now they're trying to take that away from the game, and I think that's a travesty, because we got a player like a Mutombo who had 3,000 blocks, and that never will be achieved again until we can reach out to a player who wants to fulfill and take pride in taking the pride in being and doing that. We're never gonna have another $3,000 block if everybody want to shoot threes and be Jordan and Curry and all them. No disrespect to them, but we're talking about post play. Nobody wants to have a team with
Yeah,
everybody 6'3".
right.
Where's the center? I love y'all.
For
I'm
sure.
out.
All right, bro. All right, yeah, but
Yo,
what's up?
so just like to elaborate, to put a bow on that, like I agree. That's why I said I know it was a little bit cheating and bending the rules, but like far as that, like me getting excited from my era, because you called me mid school. Far as
Well,
my,
I mean,
you
because
know,
I mean, you're in the middle between old and new, so like you know some old and
yeah,
you know a lot about new. I mean,
and,
it's
and,
no,
and you
I'm
gotta
sorry, you
think.
know a lot about old and new, so it's
Yeah, no, you good. Like, but you gotta think. Like, I'm trying to go into the parameters of what he said, which is new players. And even though Draymond and Patrick Beverly is not center or new, I'm thinking these kids should know them because they didn't, retire, but too late, long ago. But if I had like a choice of my era, where I see, I always would say like the Ben Wallaces of the world and stuff like that. But you know, you're right. It's a lost art. It's a lost art that we don't have anymore.
yeah, definitely. So and I hope that Giannis and Joker can keep this going, and hopefully some young players can develop into that game, just like Giannis and Jokic are doing right now. As far as the bigs, it's just like we need that back. You know,
Yeah,
I'm tired of seeing big shooting threes. Okay, that's cute and cool and all, but where's your defensive game? Where's your post game effort at? Like we like to be honest, like we definitely need that back because the game is ruined, bro. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie, the game is ruined. Like, don't get me wrong, like before the post game was gone, like Tim Duncan was still around, Dirk was still around, like these these all time greats were still around, and the post game was still here. But once
right.
Dirk retired, once Tim retired, once Kevin Garnett retired, once Paul Pierce retired, like all of these greats, like you don't gotta be a big, but at least you have some kind of a post game. And not only did
Yeah,
they
yeah,
retire, and then now Sun is gone. But then once Giannis comes in, Joker comes in, they're bringing it back. But it's just only those two. We need more players like that, you know.
hmm
But
I,
I
I
want to hear it.
honestly, I honestly agree.
Yeah,
I lost connection. What'd you say?
no, but I said, yeah, and I want to hear your insight on this too, and I want to bring up something else, but I want to hear your take on this whole post game
Okay.
thing because it's definitely an interesting point that Ray
The,
has brought up, and I believe that this should be a
they'll
thing
put
where
it.
it needs to come back.
They'll put it in a nutshell to wrap it up, so we get to the next topic. To put it in a nutshell, I really think the league played a big part in that. Like going back to what you said, the Lake Show, he was saying that it was the first team that was pushing 100. It's so exciting. So the league wants to see you score more points, meaning like everything is a foul, stuff like that. Nobody wants to grow up and be the big bruiser, the big back to the because now it's about skill, it's about putting the ball in the hoop, which is good in the perspective. But now we're just seeing, a shooting frenzy instead of actual real basketball movement, all that stuff, because of the fact that there's no defense being played. So in a nutshell, I just think it's a part of the league saying, hey, we want to see more points because it's an exciting game, and not for the real basketball fans who know, like, hey, just because they scored only 80 points, this is a good game that's going on. Like they battling.
Yeah, but most definitely. All right. So we talked about that. Thank you guys for taking the time to take in the history lesson of the DIKEMBE Mutombo. Both my co-hosts knows some knowledge about it, so it was good for you. It's good for you and Ray to come on here and to share that knowledge to me, and for me to understand the of what he's done and what he has accomplished in the NBA and the league. And it's very grateful that he has did all of this, and he will be remembered. Rest in peace. You know. you will be missed. But but the one thing that I want to bring up too is, and this is regarding our last episode. We talked about Bronny James is how many he's going to be having during preseason. We talked about the preseason. So you guys said that he was going to get 6, and I said he was going to get 10. We were both wrong.
Yeah.
We were both wrong. The man had 2 points with his. He had 16 minutes, 2 points, 3 blocks. He had 3 big defensive plays. I love it. I love it. I love it. But that has to match your offensive play too, Bronny. Like, you got to be careful. He was 0 for 5 for the field goal. He had 2 points. I'm sorry. He was 0 for 5 towards like middle of the game, and then when he had 2, he's probably like 2 for 6, 2 for 7. Okay, it's only one preseason game. It's only one game. It's still the preseason. So he did enough for 2 points. He was 0 for 3 because he shot at least a few threes. But I feel like the type of player Bronny is gonna be, I feel like he's gonna try to find his spot, find his range, find his way around the court. That's how most young players are gonna have to do it. Like, they're gonna have to be comfortable, like how they're gonna score, how they're gonna defend, how they're gonna do this. Like, I watched Dillingham Cunningham. He had a phenomenal game. 24 minutes, 21 points. That man was going crazy.
Yeah, good fucking cool.
He is a perfect fit, and I'm surprised San Antonio Spurs gave him up. Because why?
The way he played last night.
You didn't play last night. You see how you played last night, bro?
Yeah, crazy.
And thing is, Ant wasn't playing. But this thing is too, like most stars won't play during preseason because the preseason, so they won't play. So AD didn't play, Bron didn't play, Ant didn't play. Randall's still hurt. So hopefully we may not see him in the regular season. We may see him, but we don't know how long it takes for him to get healthy for him to suit up. But Minnesota did require some good players. Dante DiFigino, one of the
going crazy,
bro. This man, top tier. I feel like his shooting,
three ball,
been leveled up ever since he left Golden State. He's been a top tier sharpshooter. Like, it's insane. Like.
Agreed.
He felt free. Like, every time he got the ball, he felt free shooting it and it's going in consistently. And he put a deep one too. And I love how most players work on their games a lot more better to improve and to be better. But it's just like. But as far as and I want to go back to Bronny's like. Watching LeBron watch his son play, like, there are some things that Bronny has to work on that I'm kind of annoyed of. His defense. Like, somebody compared his defense to Drew Holiday's. Okay, Drew Holiday doesn't be at least 2 feet or at least a few feet away from their opponent while he's close to the paint, and he's leaving so much space.
Right.
For his opponent to get the ball and shoot. He's gotta cut that out. You can't, like, if you want to be a good defender like Drew Holiday that everybody compares you to, you gotta be able to, like, you can't be too far away. You gotta be at least close distance at a point where you can still reach in and attempt for them to miss. So it's like your defense is not going to work like that in the league. You got to play close up. You got to play man-to-man defense. You got to play close coverage. Because in college, okay, that's different. High school, that's different. You play however you want to play. But when you're in the big boys league, everything has to switch up. You can't play how you play. That's why these young cats, you're gonna have to switch up their game roles because it's the NBA now. It's a whole different level. You will get cut and go to another team, bro. You won't get. You will get paid, but you will get cut and go to another team during trade deadline. So you got to be careful. But I want your opinion as far as how Bronny should develop his game a lot more better. Like, what should we expect in game 2 for when they play again? Like, what should we expect from him in game 2?
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
I just say for Lakers nations and Bronny fans around the world, RELAX. First game, man. I know we was both off. We highballed them, but at the same time, you know, I also said 6 points, so I wasn't expecting too much. I just look at it like it's his first game ever. It's the first preseason game. It's a lot of factors that go into it. Ant-Man not playing, his dad not playing. A lot of factors that go into it that's going to be different. Now, that being said, if it's halfway during the season, if it's game 40, and your stat line is 16 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist, then, like my grandfather liked to say, if it walked like a duck, it talked like a duck. It must be a duck. You know what I'm saying? So then we'll have a problem. Then I'll say, you know, all right, Bronny, you not, you know, living up to it. But I'm thinking, like, look, what he need to do is just continue playing right now, man. He's learning the speed. The game speed is different. Just like you said, once you get into that big boy league, it's all different. You know, he might could get away with that space in high school or college. It's NBA. It's different. He's learning. I'm not going, shit a brick right now because he, had the stat line. But it do leave a lot to desire. But let me say this before, we elaborate further. In a whole perspective, I know it's preseason, one game, a lot of, just like I said, a lot of factors into it. But as a whole, Lakers shot 38 of 79, which is 48.1%, and the T-Wolves shot 47 of 94, which is 50%.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Because that's interesting point how you brought that up too. I like that was gonna be the next thing we were gonna talk about the shooting problems. And it's good that you brought that up too. And like as I was watching the game, they kept missing from the perimeter every single time they came up. So like every time they hit, they miss a three. Rebounding is good. They had good rebounding. I respect that. But why are you passing it out to the three? Like, and then they're shooting and they're just missing.
It ain't working.
Yeah, their shots weren't falling in. I feel like right now, like the gameplay, you got to change it up. So if you know your strategy wasn't working in the beginning and you're going to the first half, you got to switch it up. JJ, that's got to be your coaching system where you got to figure out, okay, this wasn't working. You got to switch it up. He did not switch it up at all because they lost 127 to 107, bro. No. He lost 124. It was 124 to 107. I actually got it up right here. I can bring it back up.
So to elaborate though, to add on what you saying though, the Lakers shot 31.3% from three. They shot 10 of 32, which the T-Wolves didn't do too much better, but they did 15 of 37, which is 40%. Again, that'll get you a beat.
Right. And I got the team comparisons right here. So if you go for field goals, oh crap, go back. So for field goals, Minnesota, they hit 47 out of 94, which is 50. LA hit 38 out of 79, so it's a 48.1%. Now, if you go to 3-pointers, like I was just bringing, I was just talking about 3-pointers. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So if you go 3-pointers, Minnesota hit 15 out of 37. Minnesota and LA didn't have a good 3-point shootout at all because LA had a 31.3%, and if you go to LA, they had a no. LA had 31. Minnesota had a 40%. If you go to
Yeah.
free throws, LA had a much better free throw percentage than Minnesota.
91. That's the only bright side.
That's the only
91.
one. But actually, why does he keep doing that? If you go to assists, Minnesota had 24 assists. LA had 28. That's
But
two.
they also, but they also had 20 turnovers. LA had
Minnesota
20
had
turnovers.
29 points off turnovers. LA had 17. Defensive rebounds, LA had 34. Minnesota had 32. But as far as blocks, LA had 12. But if you go to actually, you know what? LA has more turnovers than Minnesota, and you just brought it up too. But but those team comparisons that I just brought up, there's only at least 4 or 5 of those. And Minnesota has way more than LA has as far as assists, steals, turnovers, points off of turnovers. How many turnovers is Minnesota gonna have? And then on top of that, LA is not like you make a good defensive play. Now it's time to convert to a good offensive play. You got to redirect the offense on who's open and who's not. So it's like you got to figure it out. And JJ, and me and my uncle has said this plenty of times. It all comes down to coaching. It really does. Because at the end of the day, JJ, as a head coach, you have to find ways that can make the team better. Find some ways to fix it up. Fix up the lineup if you got to. You gotta find some changes. Don't keep the same change as Darvin Ham had when he was the head coach for a year. He was a year and then he was gone. You gotta find some ways to make the team better. Find some changes that suits for you and your team. And you got it but it really comes out of coaching at the end of the day. I'm sorry, just go ahead.
I said, nah, I was just literally about to add on to how you beautifully put it. Just in a nutshell for our fans out there, how my co-host wonderfully put it. You lost in every stat that will get you beat. Shooting will get you beat. Rebound will get you beat. Turnovers will get you beat. So, in a nutshell, at the end of the day, as a coach, you have to have game adjustability. You can't. You see that when we drew up, it's not working.
Yeah, it's not, and I feel like LA is gonna have a lot to change and a lot to work on as far as going into the regular season in October 22nd. Right now it is October 5th. We got another game coming up next tonight at 7 p.m. We got my team versus the Clippers. Looking forward to see how my team has developed as far as player types. Remind you, Curry is the only person on that team right now besides Draymond, but Curry is the only player. He has no help. Let's see how he,
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Well, I got one comment before I ask you a question before I wrap it up. I gotta go soon.
Right.
But for one thing, I do want to say about what we was talking about the Lakers game. A bright spot was Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves scored 16 points. And he was 10 for 10 of the free throw, 7 assists. Yeah. So even though this is a preseason game, a lot of things would change. Factors would change. Maybe even coaching would change. I think last year a problem, and it's not even trying to be, I'm just the biggest LeBron fan, but the problem is, what LeBron brings to the table. Now, you role players and everybody else around, you have to capitalize on every chance that you get. Every chance that you get to help LeBron out, be it free throws, be it wide open threes, because he's going to find you. You have to capitalize, and that's how we're going to win. That being said, to go into segue of what you just said before I leave, I wish Ray was here so I could get both perspectives, but I'm going to we're gonna probably pick it up later, but I'm gonna oppose this to you on this because I never got to see Michael Jordan play, but I'm trying to learn more about my co-host, and I know that you are a Warriors fan. My question to you before I leave is: do you believe at any time in any period a Warriors team could beat Jordan and the Bulls in the finals? And I'm talking, you could be the one with KD on it. Like, do you think? And I know
Ooh,
it'd been better if Ray was here, so because we both haven't really got to see Jordan play. I seen Jordan play when he was with the Wizards. Come on, man, like that don't count.
are you talking about? Okay, but you gotta pick. So are you doing the '90s Bulls versus
Yeah,
the?
yeah, yeah. Well, Jordan in his prime versus any because I'm not really a big Wizard. I mean, that's a Wizard. Excuse my language. Warriors fan. I'm not a big Warriors fan, so it's like any team against them '90s
Well,
Bulls. You think?
okay. Well, I'll say this too because my Warriors back in 2016, 2017, we had Curry, Clay, Draymond, Sean Livingston. We said Sean Livingston, another unguardable mid-range shooter. Nobody talked about him at all. I will bring him. I will bring him up in the next episode too. I'll talk about the famous mid-range game, and I'll talk about the next episode. So yeah, so we had Sean Livingston, Zaza Pachulia, Kevin Looney, Kevin Durant. Like we had some great bigs and we had some great talented shooters. But as far as facing the '90s Bulls in the Game 7 series, I feel like we can last long till Game 6, and I feel like we'll lose Game 6. We'll lose Game 6 because I feel like the Warriors are a really tough team. They were the tough team because that team went 72-0. That team went 72-0. They went undefeated that year. But as far as against 90 Bulls, I feel like it's gonna be a good game, a good series. But I got the 90s Bulls winning that 100%, and I know Ray's gonna say the 90 Bulls. I'm gonna have to go 90 Bulls because I feel like we don't have a chance against them because nobody's gonna guard MJ, nobody's gonna guard Robin, nobody's gonna guard Pippen, nobody's gonna. I mean, as far as like, of course, like Robin is probably gonna have to guard Draymond because I know Draymond's gonna guard the toughest dude on there.
Right.
Durant, he's gonna have to guard Pippen because he's as tall as Pippen. Because they're about the same height. So I feel like that's gonna be a tough matchup. Curry and MJ. No, I'm sorry. MJ's gonna have to guard Clay. Clay's not getting a single bucket. Wasn't who's the point guard for the Bulls in the 90s?
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. Curry's cooking him every time.
No, that kind of neutral balance, right?
Right, right. But that's why I say it's gonna go either Game 6 or Game 7. But game on the line, if it's like
Jordan
3.5 seconds and the Warriors got the ball, MJ knows that Curry can shoot. He's gonna have to guard Curry the whole entire time. Like you have to put in order for the Bulls to win, you're gonna have to put MJ on Curry all the time. You're gonna have to put him on Curry in order for you to win. If you don't, Warriors win 100%, close game by 1 point. But I feel like it's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be a tight game between those two. So my answer is 90 Bulls.
I respect that, and that is real. That y'all heard it here first. That's a real unbiased answer from a Golden State fan. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know too much about old school ball, but I mean, I got some little bit of knowledge about it a little bit. But
and I'm gonna have to go 90 Bulls, but this is why. And I know you, like you said, Ray here, he probably wouldn't say the same. But this is why I say I agree with everything you said because I feel like I think y'all get game 1. To be honest with you, I think y'all get game 1 because
I feel like we can. But as far as the other games, I feel like the Warriors can get lucky off of just one game, and I feel like
y'all get game 1 because of the fact that the era of ball, they run that triangle, and most let's just be honest, they wasn't shooting the three ball like that. So Curry coming half 2 steps beyond the half court line, splashing. It's gonna be a problem game one for Bulls. So I think game one goes to y'all. But then it all comes down to the lore of Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like he is Michael Jordan, Mamba mentality before Mamba was even a thing. So you got to understand that he is a closer. He got that dog in him. I never got to see him personally play, but you cannot erase history. You cannot erase facts that what you can learn about Michael Jordan. And I think Michael Jordan figures a way to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yep.
And
Yeah.
one thing I can say about that too though is I know you said the 16 the Warriors and stuff, but I think y'all have a better chance with and I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think KD was on that team. Y'all have better chance with KD, the Warrior team with KD, because that approach that puts Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Rodman in a position of like, okay, granted Steve Kerr is going to get cooked by you know
Curry.
Curry, but then who do you put on Kevin Durant?
Who I put on KD? Guarding. Just guarding the Bulls.
Yeah,
I feel like the best player on the Bulls would have to go with Scottie Pippen. I feel like he would have to guard KD just because like he's gonna have to because who's gonna guard Pippen? Like the only person who can probably be a good matchup with him will have to be KD, and I'm sure Ray would probably disagree or agree. I don't know about his opinion on that, but I mean we could talk. I mean we could ask him next Saturday. But I
yo,
think Pippen will have to guard
I
KD for sure.
I think
KD's
I
gonna guard
think
him.
if it was me, I think for the out like to have the best series like a battle for me, I'm putting Rodman on KD
You
and
put Rodman
Draymond
on
on
KD.
Pippen and Draymond on Pittman because KD's a different. Like, no
He a
disrespect to
different
Scottie Pippen. I
animal.
know
I'm
I
not gonna
agree with.
lie.
I'm
And
not.
he got a
I
good mid
know
range too.
you have to put your best defender on KD because
Yeah, you would
you
have
already
to.
getting belted. You already getting belted ass because Curry is going crazy on Steve Kerr. So you cannot have both of them having a hot night.
But look, but I mean, yeah, but it all depends on the coaching too.
Yeah.
It's so with their head coach Phil Jackson. He's a really good head coach, by the way. He's a phenomenal all-time best
Right.
head coach. And for him to guard the Warriors, you know, and their coach Steve Kerr going up against the '90s Bulls, I feel like Phil Jackson is definitely gonna have. Well, because okay, so look, game one, Warriors will take game one, and then game two, he's
I
going to
believe so.
study. He's going to study game one and be like, all right, Pippen, you're on Draymond. Rodman, you're on KD. MJ, you're on Curry, or he's gonna switch up something, and if that works in game two and Bulls win game two, keep that line up the whole time, and then they're gonna keep switching up to match their energy and keep it going until it hits the fourth quarter and it's down to 1 point game. I feel like Phil Jackson and his coaching with the Bulls, I feel like they can last long with the Golden State Warriors and Steve Kerr and his team. I feel like they can be a good matchup with the Warriors. If
So
it's
last
any other
statement.
team, the Nines Bulls is sweeping every team except for the Warriors. It will be a good matchup with those boys.
So
That's
last
always.
statement I had to make of that was beautifully put because I feel like the Warriors will take game one, and then Phil Jackson will adjust because he's going to understand that you're going to have to damn near pick up 90 feet because they're pulling up from logo land. You know what I'm saying? So, but my last statement to wrap it up before I gotta go is giving you flowers to your point guard Curry. I don't think kids today, even the average fan, if you're not watching, I don't think you understand how good Steph Curry is without the ball.
That man is a robot, man.
This man runs miles without the ball. So you got to understand that I think the Bulls are going to take it. I think they adjust. But Curry is going to be a problem, not only just because he's superior, like athletically better than Steve Kerr, not to talk bad on Steve Kerr, but he actually is better than Steve Kerr, but because he's a problem without the basketball. He's going to keep moving.
That's what people don't understand, too. It's like this man's a problem without the ball. If you think he's a problem shooting it, man, this man LeBron knows Curry better than anybody else. Chris Paul knows him better than anybody else. They know that like they're like, hey yo, if you think he a problem with the ball, guard him without the ball. Guard him without the ball. This man will run laps around you the whole entire time. The Warriors are a good team to set screens. They are a good team to set screens. They will literally set at least 3 screens, and Curry could just run right by him, get the ball, lace it up, and it goes right in, bro.
But this is I think the turning point of that series. If that series ever happened, they're gonna do that. Warriors gonna get game 1. But the pride in Michael Jordan, when he starts seeing fucking Curry do that turn around shit before it go in,
he gonna lock his ass up immediately, man. He on that. That's what I'm saying. Like Phil Jackson, MJ, like they're gonna find some key ways to stop this down. They're gonna lock it down, find some ways. If that takes MJ guarding Curry, hey, go ahead.
Hey, Amish. When Curry get the mouthpiece on the side and start doing this shit, Michael Jordan is not having this.
He's not, cause he gonna shut that down. He like, nah. You facing the 90 Bulls, brother.
And it's the ego of Michael Jordan, the competitor of Michael Jordan that I see. He's gonna get it done wherever, regardless of whatever it costs, taxing on his body. Because you don't think it's taxing to watch Curry. I wish somebody would put a compilation or like a clip of Curry just running without the ball and see how you feel after you been trying to check Curry all game.
Bro, I'm not. Listen, coach. I'm sorry, but I'm not chasing this man a whole. I'm not all around the wing. I'm not chasing him.
Because you got to think not only that you're chasing him all around the court, he can run all the way back to half court if he want to and pull up, and it's nothing but net.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I actually gotta go. I'm your co-host Juice. Thank you for this opportunity again, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, man. Go ahead.
All right, man.
All right. All right, y'all. As you can see, I started the music. Thank you guys for joining into the live. Thank you guys for keeping your patience. We had to bring up a few things regarding the preseason of the NBA 2024-2025 season. We're looking forward to see who will be the next championship of the 2025 season. But dang, and I just remember we did forget to bring up the WNBA. I will do a small video on that on Wednesday. I will try to get my cousin to hop on with us. He is another co-host of the show. I will try to get him on so we can speak on that. But thank you guys for joining in, and I hope you guys got some knowledge and some learning about the great legend of the NBA, DIKEMBE Mutombo, who had died of brain cancer. Like I said again, great legend. I heard some phenomenal things about him from both my co-hosts Juice and co-host Ray. And yeah, but so next episode we'll be talking a little bit more about the post game and mid-range, but there's another topic, main topic that I have come across. I will make that the main topic, but we will try to fit in as much as possible going into the next episode. But like I said, I will be finishing the next few things that I was supposed to speak about in today's episode. Will be Wednesday at 2:30 or 6:15, around that time, whatever's available for my co-host to join in. It'll be 2:30, 6:15. I will let you guys know on Monday or Tuesday. Either Monday or Tuesday, I will let you guys know that Wednesday will be the time for me to come on with my co-host and talk about it. But with that being said, this is the Basketball Truth and Knowledge. I am your co-host Aramis, followed by my co-hosts Juice and Ray. Stay tuned, y'all. Peace.